Welcome to ServiceNow Tech Bytes, bringing you an inside look at our products. I'm your host, Steve Miller. Today we're going to talk about the ServiceNow Continual Improvement Management application with product manager Manjeet Singh. He'll be telling us how CIM can help companies create and manage an ongoing program to continually improve their operations. Stay tuned. Joining us today is Manjeet Singh from our Continual Improvement Management team. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. Happy to be back in the studio.
Before we get started, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what you do here at ServiceNow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am part of the ITSM product management team. I manage a group of applications under Continual Improvement umbrella. For example, benchmarks, survey and assessment, coaching loops, ITSM dashboard and analytics, and this new app, which is coming out in London, Continual Improvement Management, that we are going to talk about today.
Okay, and what about when you're not at work? What do you like to do?
Well, when I'm not at work, I'm a fitness coach, so I love to help people get into their best shape of the life. Right now, I'm training a group of people for an upcoming marathon event. And personally, I am training for American Ninja Warrior for next year. So very excited about that.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Do you run marathons yourself?
I have done a couple of half marathons, but I personally don't like long form of running. So I'm more of a sprinter. But I have trained so many groups, so gotten better and better, how to improve your endurance and fitness levels, which is a key ingredient when it comes to a marathon event.
All right, well, to start off, just to provide some background for this discussion, can you tell us just what is continual improvement?
Yeah, so I think our listeners were familiar with ITIL processes, so they must be knowing what CSI is. So CSI is Continual Service Improvement. So in general, a more generic definition in my mind is any improvements that you're doing on a frequent, regular basis to meet your business goals. So that's the more generic definition, but it does vary based on what improvement models you are using. But the problem today is I talked to a lot of customers, before we jumped on building this solution, and what came out as a common thread was many customers have some form of continual improvement plan in their roadmap, but today they don't have any tool to execute the continual improvement and end-to-end in a more structured and efficient way. So this our application in London is going to solve that issue.
Okay. Well, you talked about the lack of a tool. What other challenges might a company face in continual improvement, both in maintaining a CI culture in the company and also for specific CI initiatives?
Yeah, very good question. Because when it comes to CI, there are multiple components involved. Because it's about, you need to have the right tool, the right processes, and you need to make sure that you have a good amount of engagement from the stakeholder, from your employees. So some of the challenges that we have today is identifying the new improvement opportunities. And the way it's happening right now is customer has to use multiple different tools, which creates silos. And customer don't have a tool to bring all the ideas and all the improvements into one place. The second big issue is a lot of it is happening in a very reactive way. And a better approach would be how we can make it more proactive so that you can take care of things before you see that the KPI moved into the wrong directions. And then ultimately, it's very hard to show the outcome achieved based off your continual improvement investment. And I think which is a very key ingredient. If you're making an investment and getting the management buy-in, you should be able to show the value realized of your investment to get the quicker approvals and have the full visibility for everybody in the company.
So how does ServiceNow CIM, how does that help these customers meet those challenges?
Yeah, so we took a more generic and a long-term approach. So we build a lightweight PDCA, which is Plan, Do, Check, and Act-based framework that is agnostic to an improvement model. So if you are an ITIL shop or IT for IT, or if you follow a agile process, it will fit to your need. And then we took a more simplified and outcome analysis based approach where you can take a KPI, attach it to your improvement initiative, and have the full visibility throughout the life cycle. This app makes it really easy to find new improvement opportunities, which was one of the issue. Hey, I installed this app. Now, how can I find new opportunities across my organization? Because CSI is not just about the ITSM processes, incident and process. It cut across all the applications in the ServiceNow platform. So we gave lots of out-of-the-box integration in different areas that are available to our customer, which makes it easier. With one click, you'll be able to submit your improvement ideas into one place. And then we allow to set a more smart and the trackable roles, which is, have this is where am I today, this is where I want to go based on a date, provide the full transparency and visibility to everybody in the organizations.
Well, you mentioned identifying opportunities for CI. What are some tips for doing that?
Yeah, I think that's you have to look at from all the different angles. So one is wherever you have the data insights. Typical place in ServiceNow platform is survey and assessment, where you have the customer feedback based on the survey. Second, good place is performance analytics, because you may have your important KPIs, dashboards that you are looking at on a daily and weekly basis. And anytime you see a KPI trend is going in a wrong directions, you can immediately submit an improvement opportunity. So in last podcast, we talked about benchmarks. So I would highly encourage to our listener, if they haven't checked it out, they should check it. Primarily because benchmarks not just give you a peer comparisons, we also introduce the proven best practices based recommendations. And those recommendations are a good candidate that you can directly put as an improvement opportunities into the improvement register. Other places are wherever you have the post review happening. For example, the project post review. You implemented a project and you're doing a post review. What went well, what didn't went well. So those are the other areas. Incident post review is another good place. And talking to the all the people in the team, people who are interacting with your process in day in, day out, because they know what are the main pain point and what are the areas of improvements. And so we have a improvement requester role. So I think that should be given to all the people in the IT, in the project team, in the dev team who have the data insight. So they should be able to submit the improvement opportunities with one click into a single place where everybody in the organization has full visibility.
Well, just to clarify things, what's the difference between this continual improvement approach and other approaches like the demand management or project management approaches?
Yeah, so at a very high level, there is a difference at the scope and who is the persona, who is the user. If you look at a typical definition of a project which has a defined start and end date, and then usually budget is allocated. But what is needed for a continual improvement type of approach, where you can drive this continual culture in your company, a very lightweight process, which has full visibility, and in the end, you should be able to show the value. So demand projects, we have these offerings, so they are more useful in all those situations where you have to go through a business case creation, or you have to do the resource analysis or budget, the cost estimations. And in a regular CSI, you don't need that. So a lightweight plan, do, check, act based process works very well. But what we have done is for customers who have both capabilities, we have given out of the box integration between the two.
Okay. Well, a bit ago, you mentioned identifying opportunities like the results of assessments or KPIs or reviews, things like that. How would you decide whether one of these things is a good candidate for continual improvement or for one of these other approaches?
Yeah, so there are a few best practices. I think the first one is if anything related to improving a process or a service, that is a good candidate that should directly go into the CIM app. Other criteria you can use is, let's say you got a request, and if that request has to go through a planning, some sort of planning, and then identifying what needs to be done, and ability to see a more of a cyclic and continuous in nature, because CIM is not just about, hey, I just did this improvement and I'm done. It is about keeps on reviewing your processes and services, finding new improvement opportunities, because there is always room for improvement in the different areas. So that's the I think the main difference and the benefit that the CIM app provides.
So a lot of companies, just the way their company is structured, they need to execute initiatives like this using a more conventional project structure, or they won't get approved or funded. Why shouldn't companies just use that kind of approach for continual improvement?
You can do that, and some of our customers are doing or actually try to do this. There are a few challenges in regards to that. One is you have to use multiple applications. Like say something came in an idea, it became a demand, it became a project. And when it comes to a project, it brings in a lot of additional processes and overhead, which is not typically needed for a CIM type of approach. The second thing is, the main issue we're trying to address with the CIM is it's not just about a blank paper, hey, we want to improve the customer experience. It's starting from, okay, we want to improve the customer experience or satisfaction, but taking a KPI-based approach, attaching a KPI, and then showing on an ongoing basis, this is where we are today, this is where we want to go, so that as you are implementing thing, you have chance to course correct thing if your investment is or your tasks are not giving the expected results. And then in the end, showing up the value, as we talked about earlier, is very important. This integration, the platform-wide integration that CIM provides, ability to bring in new improvement ideas from survey, from benchmarks, from coaching loops, and from the other ITBM side. That's the real, makes it really powerful and easy, and will make more and more users to use it on an ongoing basis. Now, how you can get the benefit of both worlds, if you want to execute an initiative as a formal project, you can do that. There is a one-click action, UI action we have provided. You can convert an initiative into a project, and then it will take its own life cycle there. And this is a two-way integration, so it's very flexible and easy to use and decide where you want to execute a particular type of project.
So it really works hand in hand with traditional project management instead of just as an alternative.
Absolutely, yeah. I think this, as I said, we took a more long-term approach because this is a very strategic solutions for ServiceNow, the CIM app, and we will be bringing more integration point or the other product areas. So this CIM is one thing I want to make clear is CIM is not introducing any new process in our platform. So which means it will remove some of the initial frictions that you have. Hey, we are moving to this new process. Is there a learning curve and how we can adopt? It's just simply using the task-based table in our platform and the out-of-the-box visibility using performance analytics and simple UI actions available when the relative plugins are installed.
Okay, sounds like an easy thing to get started using.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned integrations. Can you tell me a little more about the kind of integration opportunities that this gives since it's on the platform with everything else?
Yeah, so we added integration at the platform task level, so which makes it really flexible for you to show up those integration points on any table that is extending the tasks table. Out of the box, we have given integration with ITSM area, like incident, problem, benchmark, survey and assessment, PA, and a couple of more. And on the ITBM side, there's integration with the demand and the projects and the story. And in the next release, we will be providing integration with the GRC side of cases, because when your IT department go through the audit and there the test case failures, there is good improvement candidates might come up from those analysis. And the item side, where you're doing the CMDB duplicate analysis or the event anomaly detections. But the good thing is it's the action is available at the task level, and customers can enable it anywhere they would like to do it.
Well, it sounds like that degree of integration also reduces the learning curve. If all of the data and the processes that this thing uses, that CIM uses, are things that they're familiar with already from the platform, it sounds like it's an easy implementation.
It is, yeah. It is very easy, yeah.
Okay. Would you have some examples of integrations you could share with us?
Yeah, so a few good places is, so we have a coaching loop plugin, which allows you to train your agents on new processes and allow to train the new hires. So think of a use case where you have this continuous feedback loop with your IT help desk staff, and as a IT manager, you see a particular trend happening. Maybe you deployed something new on this Monday, and your people are not equipped to handle those new incidents. That's a good way, I think, good example where you can create a improvement initiative to train your help desk staff on that new skills that they need on an ongoing basis. Other good examples are survey and assessment. You get the feedback on your survey results, and if you based on the the sentiment of the surveys and the negative comments, there's another good opportunities where you can do the text analysis and submit the improvement opportunities. Demand side is if you have the ITBM applications, an idea came to demand, then you can decide, do you want to execute it as a project or execute it as a CIM? And then rest of the flow is same. As soon as you convert a demand into a CIM or a project, the demand will be moved to closed state, and it will take its rest of the life cycle journey.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about CIM?
So I think this is this was a gap that we are filling in. So this, I think after London, we will not talk about continual improvement just in theory. It makes, we took a more practical approach to provide a structured place, a single place for the improvement managers to go and look at the improvement register backlog, plan it, and for that, to make that easy, we have created a workbench which with the drag and drop interface and a tile-based interface which is mobile friendly. It becomes easier for the process owners and the improvement managers to plan and prioritize things. And then there is out of the box valorization dashboard, so that you can see that how many initiatives I have done and how they align to my business goals and strategies. So every initiative you can tie to one or more strategic objective, which is, I think, is super important, because if you don't do that, then showing up the value at the business level becomes very difficult. So we have fields where you can align with the strategy, you can set more measurable and actionable goals. You have a embedded scorecard to see everything into one place.
Okay. As you've gone along talking here, it strikes me that there are features for this thing all along that make it easy for this to be used within a structure, the management structure of the company, aligning with goals, demonstrating the value with KPIs, things like this. Was that part of the thought in developing this?
Yeah, because two, three things you mentioned, they are the core ingredient that is built into the app.
Well, you mentioned some of the user interface elements, the dashboard and so on. Any other notable features that users will see when they open this thing up?
So the all the out of the box UI action in the different places. The workbench is a great go-to place for people who wants to manage it as a program. And the dashboard and reports, there are many other reports. For example, if you want to see the employee engagements, how many people are contributing with the new ideas month over month. And also we are leveraging heavily our features from our performance analytics. For example, Spotlight is another feature which lets you prioritize if your list is big, so that you know what are the top 5 or 10 items you need to focus on. And then in the future releases, we are looking at how we can make this app more intelligent by introducing more machine learning based models which will detect trend and will predict which are the processes are on track, off track, and help identify bottlenecks and new improvement opportunities very easily.
And would you have any inside tips or tricks to share with anybody? Once somebody gets used to using this, any tricks they might benefit from?
No, I think the one trick I would say is try this out, and you start evangelizing this in your company, because it's not just about having a great application like CIM. Another important thing is how to get the management buy-in, how to involve or ideally involve all your employees if possible, because everybody who interact with the processes, whether it's IT processes or other HR or customer services, there are always room for opportunities. And I strongly believe in continual improvement, and I think. As a user of this app, you can take steps to push boundaries and take a more proactive approach.
Okay, so that's all part of promoting the CI culture that we mentioned earlier. It's
Exactly.
not just a project thing that affects certain people or groups. It's across the company.
Yeah, it's a mindset change. Just like somebody would deploy Agile in the environment, it's a mindset shift. If somebody is going from a waterfall to Agile, similarly, people who don't have this culture of this continual improvement and work more of a reactive approach, for them it takes little time. But I think as long as you have the data to help you out and speak for you, as a process manager or as an improvement manager, you will find this app is a good ally and a tool for you. You don't have to do anything. Everything is available out of the box.
Okay. Well, finally, let me ask you, if for listeners who are interested in finding out more about this, where would be a good source to get more information?
So the information will be available in all our obvious channels. London Product Docs is a good place where you... And the documentation for this app, we have created a little different way. We took a use case based approach. Instead of just saying, hey, go to this place and do this, we're saying, hey, this is the use case and how you will configure, how you will set up, and how will you use it. That is, again, based on the feedback on our customers. I'm also doing a blog post series on our community. Another good place if you are interested in learning some of the industry-specific use cases and a more deep dive. And then we'll be releasing a few videos on our Now channel.
All right. Well, thank you very much. This is a good introduction to the feature. Thanks for coming on the show with this.
Yeah, Steve, it's always fun to sit in front of you in the studio and share what's coming out next. Before we wrap up, I just want to take a second and acknowledge and appreciate your team. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts during my commute, and when I see how much hard work goes into recording and producing, hats up to you guys, which you're helping our customers and community to get the information, up-to-date information to them, and which I hope our customer will find actionable and usable.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, thank you.
Please tell us what you think of this podcast. You can leave feedback or ask questions in the ServiceNow community. For more information on any ServiceNow topic, take a look at our product documentation, knowledge base, or Now Support YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.